What's up, how you doing? Here we are, beautiful day today. A little bit hot, but it's about 88 degrees right now, 40% humidity, so you know, you feel it, but it's not bad. We got a little bit of a breeze going. Looks like from south to north right now at about 1.37 miles per hour. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So anyway, I have some delicious water right here. Nice and cold, delicious. And I have some ice. And I'm going to put some ouzo in there. This is nice and cold. Get it out of the fridge. Ouzo Plumario. Since 1894. Been doing it a long time. So we're going to try a little bit. Not much. Always drink in moderation. Don't drink and drive. You end up wrapped around a telephone pole downtown. Make everybody sad back at home. So, always in moderation. They got a thing here, but I can't. That smells very good. Very good. So we put a little bit in here. Have the rest of it on another occasion, another time, later on today maybe. It's just a little bit left. Small bottle, 50 milliliters, 40% alcohol by volume, so 80 proof. And we have here, a lot of people, they don't, you know, eat these. I eat them. Fresh anchovies. I don't want them to fall off the plate, but they're fresh anchovies, wild caught. But I forgot one thing. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. This is what I forgot. Olive oil. So this is Leah. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. I'm thinking it's Leah or Leah. Premium edition. And when they say premium, it has to be premium. Can't make that up. Extra virgin olive oil. New season. It says here, we are the first and still down to earth. Leah makes food taste delicious. Ideal for cooking, sauteing, baking, and salad dressing. Awarded the best monovarietal, I don't know what that even is. Extra virgin olive oil, monovarietal. I know that's not correct, but I don't know what that is. So I guess they won an award. You could scan that here and get their story. So we're gonna pour a little bit on the anchovies. Has not been opened yet. I just bought it. So this here is with taxes and all that good stuff that they add, about $45. $45, 500 milliliters. Sometimes the tongue is like not cooperating, and it's 16.9 fluid ounces. A wooden top, very nice. Oh, it feels wooden. Yeah, that's when you smell that, that's the good stuff. Has that rich olive smell. Yeah, good stuff. Have a little drinky pool of water. All right, now we have some bread here, and I am going to add a little bit of olive oil. And too much is never enough on this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's good color. Good color. A little bit extra. I always remember that Gordan Ramsay, Clueless. I'm just gonna say this for a second. So he was at some Greek restaurant, and they made authentic eggplant salad. So that's where you take the eggplant, you take the skin off, and then you can use a blender, and you make it like a creamy, texture. The eggplant. You add, whatever you add in there, garlic. You add salt, pepper, but you also add a good amount of olive oil. Anywhere you go in Greece, that's how it's done. That's how it is. Okay, you add olive oil and a good amount of it into the dip. The eggplant dip. So he went to some restaurant, he thought he knew better, and he starts off, oh, that's disgusting, it's overwhelming. You want to tell him, hey, learn about the way it should be first, and then criticize if you don't like it. But you don't know what you're talking about, so he went in there, he was all like they overdid it. You know how expensive this stuff is? You have a restaurant to be pouring that much if it's not necessary. The reason they put that much is because that's the way it's served. Anywhere you go in Greece, that's the way it's done. There's always a puddle of olive oil on top, and you kind of dip it in and mix it, and you eat it with your bread, and it tastes awesome. But for him, he doesn't know. So instead of saying, oh, I've never had this before, I don't know, is that the correct amount of olive oil, And then they say to me, yeah, that's the correct amount. You just don't know. So anyway. It's like, you may know about steaks and other things, and you may know how to, do a little swearing here and there and be loud, but you don't know anything about the eggplant salad. Zero. Big goose egg. Anyway, not a big deal, but just thought I'd mention that. So we try these anchovies. Delicious. That is good. Good olive oil too. That olive oil, amazing. Wow. Great combination. And great meal. Really good. And these these anchovies, they're not from a can. They're fresh. Love cold water. So, try the ouzo. That is good. That is good ouzo. Very good. Very good. But these anchovies in the olive oil, delicious. So good. Yeah, Gordan Ramsay comes from the world of ignorance when it comes to olive oil. If you come from a culture, Italian, Greek, Spanish, Portuguese, Turkish, I think even in Argentina, right, where olive oil is a big part of the cooking culture in those countries, they don't use a tablespoon, they don't use a couple of drops of it, they use a good amount of olive oil when they cook. So I don't know if he's ever run into anybody who knew about that stuff and said, you know, that was a ridiculous episode you did where you overreacted with the amount of olive oil that was in the eggplant salad. You just don't know what you're talking about. So, you know, all those cultures, when they make their salads, when they do cooking, they add a good amount of olive oil. So, you know, people, you know, Greek people, when they cook, they go through olive oil by the gallon. You know, they don't buy these teeny weeny things and pour a little, you know, a little bit like that and go, okay, that's enough. They pour. So yeah, and to me, it sounded ridiculous when he did that. Just didn't know, and his reaction was like asinine. So this is good udo. Very good flavor. So these anchovies, I don't know where they caught them, but they're wild. They're not tame. These are not from a, you know, a little pool of water where they grow these. No. So good. And then you can dip your bread so you don't waste the olive oil. Anyway, that's it for now. Ciao.